Hello, today is Wednesday, June 24th, 2020. So I had a rough night on Twitter last night. I just got there and hold on because I'm gonna put my earphones in. I hear the look like they're collecting garbage. I guess it didn't start until almost immediately after I started this video. So yeah. I guess the battery's low on the MP3 player. Yes, it's low. I started recording at the wrong time. I had a rough night on Twitter. I felt discouraged that 5 people got hateful and unfollowed me for no reason. One was an African preacher, supposed to be Christian, and the other few were supposedly targeted individuals, and one of them was from Germany and had 2 accounts, and she unfollowed me on both of her accounts. And I was trying to figure out, what did I do or say so wrong, And so then another person named Julie, she mentioned to me about, and that was our first and only conversation. Well, she told me that her being a targeted individual, that her biological mom was her handler, she believes. And so then when she told that to me, so I said, well, I strongly believe that the foster mom had been my handler. And so she says, the foster mom's still in your life? I said, well, no, she's not in my life right now. And so then next thing you know, I didn't realize that I was not only unfollowed by her, but I was blocked by her too. And I'm like, well, what the hell is wrong with everybody, And then it seems like even other so-called targeted individuals don't like me either. And they tell me the same stuff that the perps tell me, or the same stuff that narcissistic abusers tell me, As I said, how's another targeted individual going to tell you you're crazy or try to dismiss your experiences? Try to dismiss or discredit your experiences and act like they don't empathize or sympathize or understand you when you try to do your best to understand them, So they have other targeted individuals who nobody really condemns them, and I'm not going to mention any names because I don't want another war again, and I don't want to be attacked again. But other professed targeted individuals, family or not, or some of them have a family, some of them don't. Some of them stay in hotels, some don't. And it depends on how popular and well liked that you are, that it's okay for you to beg for money or ask for money for your survival. So more than one person try to be smart ass and try to tell me, oh, targeted individuals don't have money to give you, or they act like they're sick and tired of me begging and asking for money too. But it's only okay for you to do it if you're popular and already have shit. So if they say they need their car fixed, a lot of people try to help them out. But all those people who tell me get off the streets and stay off the streets. And I already told y'all, and y'all can research for yourselves how demonic and oppressive these so-called Christian charitable homeless shelters are. Who the hell wants to be a grown-ass woman with the 4 p.m. curfew We didn't ask for that, like that criminal. I mean that prison-like life. You know, so they had this lady on Twitter last night. I think she said she's in her early 70s or something. And she tried to be smart ass too and tell me that basically, other targeted individuals are struggling and they don't have any money to give you, and you should go and get a low-paying job like the rest of us. And yet she claims to be heavily targeted with satanic ritual abuse and stuff like that. I'm like, well, me, I'm like, why would you say that if you know how they tried to block us from trying to work and get our own job? And why should I have to go work, or anybody should have to work a low-paying job if they, like, why can't we have a right to have our own business? You know, if I could just sit down and start making and selling my own stuff without government approval, I would have been doing it I would have been made my business a long time ago. Even if it's doggone selling lemonade and having my business. I mean, people used to be able to do that back then. Have their own little businesses without government approval or interference. Nowadays, you have to have government. You have to be a sellout in order to, like 501c3 equals sellout. So you have to be a sellout in order to hold on. Oh, come on. Hold on. Sorry about that. It was the housekeepers. If I would have pressed the pause button, it would have started. I mean, it would have interrupted the video and messed the video up. So I wish I would have taken advantage of it back in 2003 and 2004. I didn't know. All I know was going to college and going to school, but I didn't know about the idea of, I mean, I didn't know when it started that you had to have government approval. I mean, back then people used to babysit and make money like that. You used to be able to make money under the table. And I mean, people used to have their own businesses without, I mean, I don't know if that was required, but they used to have their own businesses. And I don't know whether or not they were doing taxes or whatever. But now you can't just run your own business. Now you have to be incorporated. I don't know if that means sell out, but you have to either be incorporated or be LLC or something like that. But I wouldn't want to sell lemonade and cookies unless it's organic, natural now. Now my current mindset. But I mean, if I can go to downtown and, you know, if I can make my own lemonade with lemon, honey, not sugar, but honey, and a little apple cider vinegar and water, and mix it up together and sell it like that, and just do it without government or police interference, I could have been just doing something like that. Or I can, I mean, it may not be the best, but I have my own little recipe of making my own toothpaste. You know, And it's best for me to do it in the summer because it contains coconut oil with the hot weather and stuff. So it can mix more easily. It can mix better, you know. I have my own little detox toothpaste recipe. You know, I wanted to learn how to make soap, but my own biological brother tried to tell me, oh, you can't make soap because there's too much competition and you ain't going to make any sales. Or other people try to make, like, they try to discourage me and say that you can't get into that because it's too much competition and everybody's doing it, you know. But I told y'all the stuff that's, you know, setting me back from doing my own thing. I didn't know until 2017 that cab drivers hire anybody and that anybody can get a cab job. If I would have known that years ago, I would have been doing that. But at the same time, some people say a cab job is just a ripoff, and paying $500 a week is a, you know, it's a, like, you have to pay for the car and everything. Some people say you might as well get your own car and have your own little business rather than, you know, paying $2,000 a month for a car. When you pay a car note with your own vehicle, if you lease a vehicle or just make payments on the vehicle, you're not going to pay $2,000 a month on a raggedy car. You know, you're paying $2,000 a month on a raggedy car, but you're making a little money here and there. You know, so I don't know why targeted individuals act like they can't relate to what you're experiencing, or they act like as if they can't identify. Like, this old white lady thinks that I can just shut my mouth and just go take a low-paying job just like the rest of everybody. Well, 2018, I think it was a light-skinned black lady in New Orleans, more like Metairie, Louisiana, and I didn't realize she was a perp, and it was a job I tried to get at Wendy's, and she stood me up and fucked over me really bad, and I ended up not hearing from her, and I didn't realize she was a gang-stalking perp. You know, that she just cut off all contact with me after she told me for sure that you know, that I was hired. And then I went through quite a bit of other situations, and it's harder with my disability. I mean, me being desperate, I apply for jobs that I know I can't handle. Like, I can't handle working at fast food anyway. But out of desperateness, you know, is why I applied. You know, I'm considered disabled even though I may not look it. I had 2 strokes when I was 5. And plus that with the complex PTSD and other disorders and disabilities, you know, but people think I'm not disabled because I can walk. You know, they think you have to be physically crippled up in a wheelchair or be walking around like this in order to be considered disabled, you know. But people been calling me retarded since 1st grade. Maybe in kindergarten, but definitely 1st grade I've been called retarded. So it's like it's not that easy to try to get a job. People think, oh, just go get housing. You have to wait at least 2 years, or probably some housing list of 10 years. You know, but I did not know what I was going through a few years ago. And out of frustration is why I let go of my Section 8. And I thought that I would have some promise with the cab driving job. And I thought, well, I said I didn't want to sign any more apartment leases if I had to just stay living there and be tormented day and night. And so I had to leave the house and stay away from the house and fight neighbors every single day. And I'm not talking about physical fight, but argue with neighbors and get threatened by them. And they vandalized my, you know, my apartment. and they would do stuff, and I didn't realize what was going on, because I would have frequent toilet stop-ups, and then, or the tub stop-up, or the toilet stop-up, and then the landlord blamed me. And I didn't realize that perps were doing this to my place, and the landlord would have fixed stuff, and then, you know, the only way he would fix it thoroughly is when it's time for Section 8 to come, and they get on the landlord for everything and not me. And the Section 8 people, they commend me on how clean everything is, you know. So, or they'll be like, well, you got the cleanest house I ever seen. You must be from Louisiana, huh? Yeah. I said, I'm from New Orleans. Yeah, that's what a man told me in Los Angeles. You know, I mean, but let it be a narcissistic abuser come in my house, and one shoe, if I'm have two shoes lined up on the floor, a pair of shoes, and one looks kind of crooked, I have to hear lectures about having a nasty house. I'm like, my house is nasty because you think that my pair of shoes is lined up crooked? You know, so, I mean, you feel like my shoes are kind of crooked, you know, just because one is a little bit farther up than the other when trying to line up your shoes, or, you know, straighten your shoes out or whatever. And you know how narcissistic abusers do it, and people wonder why I have OCD. You know, been like that from childhood. That, just this cup sitting right here. This cup sitting on the table. If a narcissistic abuser saw that, I have to hear lectures about being nasty. Just because my cup of water is sitting right there. They try to make like nothing should be laying on the table or nothing. I'm still drinking that water, and they don't care. But then if everything is put away, then they want to wonder where everything is at, so they can go, excuse me, go snoop through my closets and stuff like that, you know. Like, they think they have that authority to snoop through all your stuff and make like you have no right to privacy. Like they got all this high power over you, you know. And then your life is altered, and then next thing you know, they disappear out of your life. And then once in a lifetime, great opportunities that could have happened was blocked by them, you know. So even from when I was younger, some people have told me that they can tell I have an entrepreneurial spirit. I'm still planning on getting my books out. One thing I was held back because that lady telling me that the perps and abusers have a right to sue me. So that's why I held off on my autobiography, you know. And I have 2 other books that I want to write, but see, my heart and my chest is still pressure on my chest, and I got only a little bit of sleep this morning. And I was able to have a nap yesterday afternoon. But, you know, I didn't get enough sleep. And so, I'm trying to see about that diet class online. Diet and detox class. I don't know how that's going to go. And, so I forgot what else I was going to say, and plus it's my time is just about up. So, thanks for watching, and I just don't want, I'm tired of people thinking I'm an asshole or something. You know, I prefer to not be begging or having to ask, you know. Other targeted individuals, you know, they collect donations to live in hotels and motels too, and I don't want to have to do this, but I'm in this situation right now, and as I keep repeatedly saying, I'm not sure if I can go back to Pensacola, because what's the difference between me if I collect money off of riding in cabs everywhere I need to go, but yet staying on the streets, or me staying somewhere else and living in hotels. What's the difference? So I'll see y'all later. Bye.